welcome back to my Etsy shop, Frenchy and Tubby. I have 6 items to showcase for you today. All items will be live in the shop tomorrow, Friday, November 15th at 5 p.m. I'm going to start with the one in the thumbnail. This is actually really cool and really rare and very sought after. They didn't make a lot of them. So highly collectible, I guess. It's this thing here. What is this? First of all, it's pottery, and you'll see that I have mostly crystal and pottery today. It's a pottery platter. It's quite flat. It's 0.75, I think, inches. Let me see if I can give you close-ups, because this is quite special. Here we go. Can you see it? My light is kind of like in the way. Let's do this. Okay, so it's green, like an emerald green with some burnish. You see the burnish? It's those that look like gunmetal. Okay, and it's a pine cone pattern all along. So you can use this as a centerpiece, you know, on your table, or you can use it as a serving tray. Here's the back of it. And it was kind of hard to figure out who made this when. So here's the scoop. This is considered arts and craft / mission style. This was made by Bennington Pottery. They're from Vermont. They're studio pottery that's quite prolific. But this particular platter and anything else in that pattern, which they referred to as pinecone, was only made for the Stickley Museum of Arts and Craft here in New Jersey, Morristown. Morris County, definitely. I think it's Morristown. Or Dover, doesn't matter. So they only made a few of them. And that was only sold at the museum store during the 1990s for the Stickley Museum. So it's definitely arts and craft mission style. You can think Frank Lloyd Wright. Okay, that's kind of that style. And it is fabulous. It's quite heavy. It's 16.5 long. So it's a good size. And the pattern is beautiful. First of all, the pattern is perfect for the holidays. And you'll see that I said in my little blurb of the post that it would look fabulous to serve finger food with this platter during the holidays. But you can use it all year long, even if you use it in an entryway, you know, to put whatever. I would not throw in keys, anything metallic, anything that could possibly damage or scratch the surface, because this is a beautiful satin glaze. You see that? It's not a high gloss, it's a satin. So it's quite rare, and of course, because it's quite rare, it's very expensive. Not in my shop, but it's very expensive. I give you, for instance, 3 dinner plates that go with it, with this particular pattern, are currently on sale on Etsy for $94. And I just saw a guy selling on eBay 4 mugs in the same pattern for $256. It's insane, but that's because they only made it in limited edition, and of course it's a discontinued pattern now. So Arts and Craft Pottery Platter by Bennington Pottery. Quite large, slim profile, beautiful centerpiece. I love this. I really do. I think it's beautiful. I spotted it at the thrift store. I was like, wow, this is really nice. And it took me a while to figure out what it is. Actually, I'll be honest, I had to ask my Potters group. They're the ones who were able to tell me. Just a little warning. There's like 2 bubble poke somewhere around here. So it's not a damage, it's a defect where the glaze didn't fully bake on it, and it kind of like burst. So you have like 2 little craters somewhere in there, here and here. barely noticeable. It's beautiful. I love the difference in color. Anyway, so that's item number one. When I come back, I'm going to leave pottery and start with crystal. I have so much stuff that I'm putting everything different places. Okay, here we go. Crystal bowl. Oh, this is so cool. Look at this. First of all, it's quite small, which is perfect. Let me move the light a little bit so maybe we can see. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, it's perfect for candies. It's actually referred to as a fruit bowl. Think berries, right? If you want to serve berries on the table. It's cut crystal, but it's over polished, meaning that when you touch it, you're not feeling ridges. It's so nice and smooth. So I did some research on it because, you know, as always, I picked it up and I was like, this is quality crystal. This is good crystal. So who makes this? And initially I thought it was Gorham, to be honest, because there's a Gorham that looks almost the same, but it doesn't have this dent right here. So this is a Mikasa. The pattern is called Impulse, and it was made in the 1970s. What's interesting about this piece is that there is the exact same copy of it made in the 1960s by a Slovenian brand called Miller Rogaška. And for a while, when I was researching this, I asked myself, well, is this a Rogaška or is this a Mikasa? I don't know if they bought the pattern, but the bottom line is that I'm unable to tell you whether it's the Rogaška or if it's the Mikasa. So I'm going to sell it as a Mikasa. Only because I'm not sure and it's the safe bet. Look at this piece of crystal. So again, it's meant to be a fruit bowl, but it would be perfect as a candy dish because it's not too big and it's not too small. So you can still have the fun sizes or the Ferrero-Rochers or, you know, the Ghirardelli's pieces in there. It's really nice. I like it. Sometimes crystal pieces are kind of like, yeah, it's cute, but it's kind of, in French we say ringard, meaning like kind of old-fashioned and you know, grandma, okay? Grandma core. But this one, even though it's from the 70s, has a very modern look. These could be feathers or leaves, and that part right here makes it really interesting. It's almost like a flying saucer. Ooh. And that's about it. That's all I can say about it. It's very heavy. It's very thick. It's well made. The polishing on it is gorgeous. And again, could be Rogaška, could be Mikasa. You know, a lot of those companies bought patterns. When companies go under, these companies that survive, it's very true of vintage glass, mill glass, for instance. I don't know if you can see the piece right here that's coming soon. That's a Westmoreland. But a lot of those companies would buy the molds or they would buy the patterns. And I find that sometimes you have a piece of Mikasa that turns out to really be your Gorham, or vice versa, because it's the same pattern. There's literally nothing to distinguish them. So that's what I'm saying. This one could be a Rogaška from Slovenia, could be a Mikasa. I'm going to sell it as a Mikasa. It's just a decade separating them. Okay, so that's the number one. Number two piece in crystal is and it's really heavy. Look at this. Look at this piece. It's gorgeous. It's in amazing condition. It's only like a few scratches at the bottom, but that's normal with wear. Let me move my light a little bit. You gotta go on the website once I post them so you can see all the details and how beautiful these are. So let me get closer. Oh, look at this. It's similar, right? It's very similar. So it's like a radial sun, right? Gorgeous. So this is called a centerpiece bowl, meaning that you leave it on the center of your dining room table, either empty or you put fruits in it. Some people put those pine cones or those decorative bubbles that have like different design. Like I don't know if you've seen them in the blue and white design. So you can do that. It's beautiful. It's very heavy. So who makes this? Reed and Barton. This is Soho by Reed and Barton. It's a early 2000, and it's a discontinued pattern. I keep on seeing smudges from my fingers on it. I'm trying to not show that on camera. And it's a they did different sizes, and they have a whole set of stemware to match it. So if you already have, you know, as part of your wedding, maybe you already have the flutes and the goblets or whatever, but you don't have the bowl. Okay. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful centerpiece bowl. I personally would not put anything in it. I would have it on a credenza, on a buffet, possibly where the light catches it and you can really see all the refraction from it. I just would not put anything in it. Maybe once in a while if I was going to use to serve it. But this is a gorgeous bowl. Look at that. God, it's so beautiful. Okay, so that's Reed and Barton. It's not too old. It's about a decade, but they didn't do that pattern for very long. And it's full lead cut crystal. It's really nice. Okay, so that's my second piece of crystal. When I come back, pottery. Here's a company and a brand that I've had in the shop, and whatever piece I had went out the door very same day. I mean, I don't think it lasted more than an hour in the shop. This is by Monroe Salt Works. They are a pottery out of Maine. It is, right? Maine. Okay. And they no longer exist. They did a lot of those designs that are obviously salt rubbed. That's what it's called, the Salt Works. And they had different patterns. They had the fruits, like the orchard, like you see here. And they also had one with a rooster. They had one with a moose. They had another one with pine trees, I believe. And they no longer exist. They closed, I think, in 2004. So this is totally vintage, and these are collector's items. People really look for either their missing pieces or new pieces to add to their collection. You know, unfortunately, if you break one of those, they're actually very difficult to replace because you have to depend on people like me who will source them for you and put them in the shop. It's not like you can go to a store and purchase them, because the company no longer exists. So it's a mixing bowl. I'm going to assume that they had other sizes, that it was a set of nesting bowls. But perhaps you have the other sizes, or maybe you have an underplate. You can, I believe the one that I sold had the fruit at the bottom, so you could use the pie plate as an underplate, okay, for this bowl, and then use the bowl for something else and put things around it. Let's look at it a little bit closer. So we got fruit pattern. What is it? Apples and berries. It's got a blue rim, and it's a speckle design with a gradient. So you see that it's a burnt orange here at the bottom, and then it goes into beige, and then the inside is beige. It's in beautiful condition except for the base. Obviously this bowl has been used, so there is scratches where, let's stay in focus, the scratches here and here and here, and then there's a big scratch right here. It's not, when you touch it, it's not a chip. It's just a piece of glaze that just popped out. But that's on the underside. We're more interested in the rim, right? Rim is perfect. So this is Monroe Salt Works, a company from Maine that no longer exists, sadly. I think they were in business from 72 to 2004, and they were hoping that somebody was going to buy them when they folded, and nobody did. So there you have it. Now the collector's item, and they don't stay too long online, I can tell you that. It's really nice. So if you have a thing like me for balls, I believe that you can never have enough balls in the in your kitchen. You always need something, you know, to whisk an omelette or whatever. So this is Monroe Salt Works pottery out of Maine, the fruit pattern. Okay, next, I don't know if you've spotted them. I've had those before. This is the third time I have them in the shop, and each time they were sold. These are the very famous, you already recognize them, right? So if you missed that the last time, I have more, but I only have 4 this time around. These are the famous Perrier-Jouet anniversary champagne flutes. These were made as promotional items in the 70s. They were usually sold in an anniversary case with the bottle of champagne and either 2, 4, 6, depending on how much money you were willing to spend, up to 12 of those. They are amazing. So Perrier-Jouet was the very first one to invent champagne. I don't recall the year. It was a long time ago. But Veuve Clicquot is the one that created the method where they turn it. Okay, so they were big competitors. And during the Art Nouveau, Belle Epoque period, they had a particular artist, I'll put his name right here, design the bottle. And they used that very Art Nouveau anemone flower pattern. So these are hand painted with gold. I don't know if you can see the gold. Okay, I have 4. There's 2 of them. Disclosure. Okay, I have to be very clear. There's 2 of them that are in really good shape. You can see the gold. You can see the difference in pinks. Okay, remember they're hand painted. And then I have 2 that have been used. Like this one, for instance. It's got a little bit more of the flowers are intact, but the gold is kind of faded. And then the other one, same thing, but not as much. So that will be reflected in the price because they're not in perfect condition. But I can tell you that these are highly sought after and super expensive. A set of 6 could be over $200. That's how expensive people sell them for. That's a little pushy for me, but anyway, they're beautiful. And again, they're hand painted, so each one of them, an artist went in and did the design. This is not a stamp. I said that the last time too. This is not a stamp that they've applied. Somebody goes in and designs the flowers with the 2 different pinks and the white, adds the green stems, and then goes all the way around the design with a pen, I guess, or a very fine brush to do the gold. Go look on the website when I post it so you can see close-ups. Okay, when I come back, more crystal. Okay, so this is going to be my last item because I only have 6. I could have separated it and make it 7, but I'm going to sell them as a lot. And it's more crystal. This is by Gorham, and they are candlestick holders. Now, I have to read it because the pattern is one of those names that I have a hard time enunciating. The pattern is called Southerton. Southerton. Sutherton. It's a mouthful for me, okay? My tongue is in the way. Crystal candlestick. It is Czechoslovakia crystal. It's not German crystal. Most of Gorham you'll find is German crystal. This is actually Czechoslovakia. So I said I could have separated it, right? I'm not meaning this one from that one. This is one set. This is the second set. I literally have 2 sets. And I'm selling it as a set of 4. Why? Because this is perfect for mantle or even a table. I'm thinking holidays, okay? So you have a mantle, or you have a big shelf, or you have an area where you need some kind of symmetry. You have a set like this on one side and a set like this on the other side. What a statement. They are in superb condition except for one. And I don't even know how that happened. I gotta find it now. It's very minor. It's not on top or anything. It's right here. All right, let's see if I can give you a close-up. Otherwise, it's going to be in the pictures. Okay, it's right here. Do you see it? It's a poke. There's a little poke right here. I don't know how they managed that one. Okay, so there's a tiny poke. And guess what? It's in the front, right? You just go like this. Nobody sees it. No big deal. These are not very old. I think they're from 2008. Another one that is discontinued. Matter of fact, I think they did this one only from 08 to 14. Gorham single tapered candle candlestick holder. So I have two pairs, 2 of the large one and 2 of the medium one. They had another one that was shorter. So I do have a candle. Let's show it to you with a candle. And when you go in there, there's grooves to hold the candle, which is great because very often you put a candle in those and you always end up with a candle that's kind of not straight. Okay, here we go. Single candle holder. You don't have to use a tall candle. You can use something smaller. You don't even have to use real candle. You can do flameless. Everybody's doing that now. It's much safer. So here we go. Gorham, Southerton, I don't know. I can't pronounce it. Czech crystal. They're really nice. Classic. Super classic, elegant, no fuss. You can display them all year long. They don't have to be a holiday thing. I think they're really pretty. Very pretty. Okay, so that's it because I only got 6 items today. What would I keep? Definitely the platter by Bennington for the Stickley Museum. I would absolutely keep that because that's a beautiful piece of pottery. And surprise, surprise, out of the 2 bowls, the crystal bowls, I would actually keep this one. Because this is, it's small, it's a nice piece. The Reed and Barton is gorgeous, but it's kind of big and I already have a few of those. But this is cute. You can put it by your TV stand, put some, you know, whatever chocolate you like, whether it's a Hershey Kiss or, again, you can do the fun sizes. And then for Christmas, it'll be beautiful. Matter of fact, why not make it a gift? You know, if you have somebody who you need to make a gift for, fill it up with premium chocolate that's already wrapped. Okay, you know, like the silver foil and all of that, the quality streets. And then just put it in a box and wrap it up, or just wrap it. It would make a perfect gift. They get chocolate and then they get to keep the ball. We need to do more of those gifts where we recycle things and we give people decorative items that they would not otherwise purchase for themselves because they tend to be expensive. And on the subject of expensive, that Reed and Barton online, you can still find it because it's discontinued, but places like overstock.com would have it, right? They're selling it, or even on replacement.com. It's $160 for that ball. Okay, So that would be it. I would keep the little bowl and the platter. Tell me down below, which one do you like best? And what kind of gifts are you looking for this holiday season? We're coming into the stretch, right? From Thanksgiving is in 2 weeks, and then we're gonna be crazy looking for gifts. So tell me what you're looking for in particular, because I can't keep an eye for it when I go sourcing items. Pretty soon I'm gonna start the Christmas stuff. I have the 12 days of Christmas. You remember those? From the 60s, early 70s. I have the whole 12 set. I don't know if I need to sell them individually, you know, for replacement, or the whole set. I think I'm going to do the whole set. And then if you look over there, hold on, I still have the animated Mickey and Minnie. We got to plug them in and see if they work. What else do I have for Christmas? I think that's it. I'll find more for sure. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you like this video preview. Don't forget to subscribe right here in the corner. Click the bell button so you don't miss a video. Check out my channel for more content that's not related to thrifting, vintage, none of that. And again, all the items will be in the shop tomorrow, Friday, the 15th of November at 5 p.m. So if there's something that you really want, get on the, put an alarm, and this and the rest of the crystal will be in decorative items, and the 2 pieces of pottery would be in vintage pottery. Okay, and oh, and these would be in vintage glass. I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.